Hey everyone, my name is Dr. Elizabeth Cohen, and I am an associate professor in the Communication Studies Department, and I'm going to be your instructor for this 3-week online session of Comm 105, which is Intro to Mass Media or Mass Communication. I think it's mass media. I don't really care, and when you take the first, when you look at the first lecture, you'll understand more why. Um, Anyway, this is just going to be an introduction video. I'm going to go over some highlights of the syllabus, tell you a little bit about myself. The first thing I'll tell you is like that noise right there is one of my pugs. I know he makes like I have a few of them. That noise is one of my roosters. This is my office at home. I like sitting on the porch, and I do a lot of work on the porch, but I like to be on the porch. I've got two pugs. This is one of them. That's Spike. I've got another one over in the corner. Um, I've got a big Great Pyrenees who watches the chickens, but sometimes she also chases them. And I've got a bunch of chickens also that I can watch here, and a hummingbird. And this is my happy place. This is one of the great things about being able to take online or teach online classes and work from home, because I love being out here. But I'm going to talk to you about the downsides too, because even though I love teaching from home, and this is awesome, and you'll see all my lectures are from home, although it won't always be so noisy. I try to go in the kitchen. Let me go ahead and pull up the syllabus here so we can share my screen. Okay. Yeah, don't here. Let me turn off my let me turn off my group text with my friends too. I mean, I am a media person, but you don't have to see all my media, right? Okay, so here we have the syllabus. I might even adjust it a little bit before I post it online, but this is like basically this is the gist of it. So I'll get into like what sucks about this class in a second, but let me just tell you about what this class is. The first lecture will tell you a little bit more about the media, but when we talk about having a media class, it's not just about like the media, like the news. Like this is about all different types of media. I consider myself to be a media psychologist. So I study things like the psychology of like Facebook, like, oh, how does our use of media affect our relationships, or how does it affect the way that we think about ourselves? Yeah, you're really kind of hot here, buddy. I do a little bit of sociological work too, like thinking about the ways that media impacts our culture. But, I also study like how we use the media, like what affects why we decide to use this type of social network site over the other type of social network site, right? So those are the types of things I do in my own work. I do a lot of research, hence the PhD thing or whatever. And those are the things I like to teach about as well. And this class is kind of like a crash course into a lot of those different issues. We're going to cover like a breadth of information about this whole field of studying the media. But we're not going to get into a ton of specifics. We offer like much more specialized classes, like upper division coursework that does those types of things, though. This is an overview, okay? You do need to get a textbook for this class. Here's a nice little picture of it. I forgot to bring it out here, but it's in its third edition. And I I'm gonna say this: if you got the last edition, you would probably be pretty fine. I'm also gonna say some of you might not even need the textbook. I've tried to make this class such that you can learn the way that's best for you. Some people are really good at self-teaching and reading, and almost, not everything, almost all the information that you're going to have in your weekly quizzes, you can find in the textbook. What you can't find there, it is in, I'm going to be posting summary lectures, and I'll post my PowerPoint slides in case you just like prefer to just go through the slides and not hear me talk. I totally understand that. And but some people, I'll say, like, might not want to deal with those things at all, and they would prefer to just read. Some people will appreciate having all of these resources to kind of like compare and contrast and go back to. And usually, though, I guess my point is like if you end up getting like an edition of the textbook that is like a little bit older and some things have changed, you'll probably be able to catch yourself if you know, look at the PowerPoints or things like that. So you just do whatever you need to. Also, there's ebook versions available too. I do not know exactly what kind of hoops you have to jump through to get that. It is cheaper. I'm sure it's cheaper because they don't actually, you know, give you paper or whatever. But, you know, just consider all of your options. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Okay, so back to why I hate this class. I actually love this class, but why I hate teaching online. So good vocabulary word to start off the class with. This is an asynchronous class. So the benefits is like you can kind of mostly go at your own pace. We're not going to be meeting like live. You know, if it was synchronous, we would be like meeting, you know, all at the same time. We would have like meeting times where we could all get together and go through the lecture material together. Yeah, honey, I'm sorry. He's just kind of in my way. Bye-bye. So, you know, the kind of like the benefit and the curse of this whole situation is you can do this class on your own, but you're on your own. As a professor, I really like the feeling of even though I love being on my porch and being just with my animals, I also really miss the feedback that I get when I'm talking to people, when I'm communicating and getting to see how people respond. I'm not going to be able to always know if you're understanding things as well, or if you're having troubles, because I won't, again, get that immediate synchronous feedback or whatever. But it is super convenient. And honestly, if you're going to have to get all of this content in the shortness of 3 weeks, you know, normally I cover almost all of this. I cut it down a little bit for the summer. I cover all of this, and you know, over the course of a whole semester, meeting 2 times a week. So this is really condensed, and so it's nice that you can kind of do it on your own. But, you know, I'm not gonna like I. It's going to be really up to you to reach out to me if you need my assistance with something, since I'm not going to really know how things are going unless you tell me. So, that's why I hate this course. I love the content, and I love the flexibility, but I hate not really having those connections. So please don't hesitate to reach out to me if you do need something, even if it's just to chat about something. Anyway, let me just explain to you how the course is set up. I tried to keep this super simple. Basically, I divided the course in 2 weeks. There are 3 weeks. Every week, I'm going to open up 4 modules for that week. Modules are basically like units of content. You'll see like a little folder, and you can go in the folder and click, and then you'll see like a folder that says like, oh, here is module 1, and then module 1 will have learning objectives. It will have lectures, like it'll be like me, like a little video of me like talking about the PowerPoint, or if you just want to get the PowerPoint slides. And then there will also be a quiz, which is going to be a 10 question, either true or false, multiple choice quiz that you take. And there's going to be one of those for each of the modules. And I am only going to open up 4 at a time, because I want to, I don't want you to just rush through all of the course in one sitting, in case, like, I don't know, you do it wrong the first week and then you don't get feedback and it doesn't go well. But you can do each week at your own pace. Okay. So week 1, I will open up 4 modules, and then week 2, I'll open up 4 more, and then week 3, I'll open up 4 more. Does that make sense? See, I can't even tell what you're saying because I cannot see you. Asynchronous. The quizzes are going to be the main sort of that's going to be the main component of your grade. You can see down here, like I calculated, like there's going to be 100 points that come from your quizzes. That's like 100 questions, because each question is worth 1 point. But the not a catch, it's hopefully you'll think of this as a good thing. Technically, because there's 4 modules and there's a quiz for there's 4 modules per 3 weeks, and there's a quiz for each, that works out to 12 quizzes. You only have to do 10 quizzes. So let's say that like 1 week you're just like not feeling it and you don't want to, or you don't have time to do one of the modules, it won't hurt you necessarily, right? You only have to complete 10 of those assignments. If you end up doing 12 of them, I'll just take the top grades from your I'll take your 10 highest quiz grades essentially and factor those into the grades. But if you, let's say you only do 10 and you don't do 12, that's fine. You can do it like that. Make sure that you complete those quizzes by the end of the week though. Like that's it. So you get 4 quizzes, you can do 4 quizzes a week. They're going to be due on Sunday at 11:59, like right before midnight, right before the new week starts. So you need to have the quizzes completed by then. If there is one exception, which is that it's so weird. The summer semester ends like I need time to grade certain things. So the very last week you need to get those quizzes done by Friday at 11:59, so I can at least make sure I have the weekend to calculate final grades and do stuff like that. So the first 2 weeks they're due on Sunday, and the last week they're due on Friday. The only other assignment that you're going to have to do are some discussion board posts. And I want you to think about these as kind of like little mini essays. They're informal. Think about them like a blog assignment. I'm not looking for like you to have like a 5-part essay with a thesis statement. And I don't want any of that. I want it to be like fun and light, but I want you to start thinking about writing critically. So I'm going to have different prompts each week, and you need to respond to one of the prompts. So if I have 3 prompts, only respond to one of them is the point. You can pick whichever one you want to respond to. They're going to ask you questions about your opinion on some sort of media related topic that relates to the content that we covered that week. And I do want to know your opinion, but the way you're going to be graded on this is how well you support your opinion with like some sort of supporting evidence. I want you to kind of get into the habit of writing some sort of like a little bit of a sophisticated argument with some sort of evidence. Evidence could be personal experience, some sort of examples you find, maybe something that you've read that you want to cite to sort of like back up your perspective on it. I'm really not looking for anything sophisticated, but I do want it to be thoughtful and in depth. I don't want you to just like get on the discussion board and just be like, yeah, I really think that objectivity is super important, and that's all. Like I want it to be maybe like a solid 3 paragraphs of you just, like think about it like this. How you have like people in your social network who maybe they like go on and like write like a novel when they're like in some sort of political debate on Facebook or something, and you're like, okay, whoa, that was a lot. Well, that's kind of like the perfect thing to do for these posts. They are not supposed to be research papers. They're supposed to be casual, but I want them to be thoughtful. So okay, so you're gonna have, so that's it. So looking down here again, so the only thing that you're gonna have to do for this class is you're gonna have to do 10 quizzes, at least, and 4 will be posted a week. And I want you to do 2 of those discussion board reflections. Those are each worth 25. They're each worth 25 points. You only have to do 2 out of 3. So I'm going to have prompts for all 3 weeks. But if, let's say, you do a prompt the first 2 weeks, you don't have to do one on the 3rd week. Or let's say you miss one the first week, then that's okay. You just have to do 2 for the other weeks. So I hope that makes sense. And that's it. It's pretty, I want this to be like an easy routine for you to get into. The quizzes themselves are in lieu of having exams. I actually use questions that I've used on exams past. Obviously, the quizzes are open note. Like, what am I going to do? Like, I'm not going to know what you look up. The quizzes are open book and open note and all that stuff. So, hopefully, what I would do is, you don't want to spend a ton of time doing them. So maybe have all your materials there ahead of time so you can get things done. But you should have everything you need to be pretty successful on these things. The hardest part will hopefully be, well, not that I hope that you have a hard time, but I'm saying the hardest problem that you should just be reminding yourself to do the assignments each week. Checking eCampus is something that you want to do. If there are any changes, if I have problems with assignments or something, I'll post an announcement on eCampus. I'm not necessarily going to blast your email all the time, so it's really up to you to check. This is a pretty intensive course because we're trying to cover so much in 3 weeks. Just try to, get in the habit of just checking eCampus at least once a day. There's all this stuff if you have like tech support problems. My guess is you won't. eCampus does on Sundays go down for a couple hours while they do maintenance on it and stuff. Just be aware of that, but it's not for the full day or anything like that. I already mentioned assignment deadlines. They're usually all like anything that's due is going to be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. except for that last week when it'll be due Friday at 11:59 p.m. So that applies to everything. Um, I will not accept late assignments, but hear me out, man. Like you know, worked it out so that like you have all week to do whatever you need to do. Plus, you don't have to do all of the assignments. So there's already some leeway there if something happens, if you have some sort of hardship. Again, just, try to like reach out to me if you see something coming up that you think is going to be a problem, but I think everything will be pretty good. Yeah, don't cheat or, be dishonest. What else to say? Be aware if you need to drop the class, hopefully you won't. You need to take care of that on your own. Like you'll have to go into Star and like actually drop the class. But don't, if you think you need to drop the class, talk to me ahead of time and, maybe we can work something out. Sorry. Plane overhead. Um, there's all this other stuff if you want to read it. I do want to point, like, if you want to just like get like an overview of like what's going to be covered, I do have this handy dandy uh, uh tentative topic and I'm gonna say quiz schedule. It's not really an exam. Here, look, real-time editing. Tentative topic and quiz schedule for you to look at so you can kind of see what we're going to be talking about. That might help you just plan if you think you're going to be more interested about writing something or whatever. So but yeah, I think that pretty much covers it. The only thing I wanted to sort of end with is that look, we can have office hours. I was going to try to maybe build in, sorry, my guard dog is guarding. Jolene. Oh no. We see we see our bunny rabbit. Must be ferocious. Hold on 1 second. Jolene? Jolene, I'm almost done. Okay, well, how's that for some time travel? I waited like 10 minutes and no, she's not barking anymore. It's normal for her to bark. It's just annoying when I want to record videos on my porch. What I was saying before is yeah, so I had really hoped that I don't know, maybe we could try to do some synchronous communication with the class, but when I took a little survey, everybody's schedules is so different, so I don't think that's going to work out. But let me just offer I am going to have these like Zoom office hours. I'm just going to say like for now, Thursdays at noon, I'm just going to like hang out in my Zoom room and see if anybody shows up. And if you do, we can like talk about anything. I can go over some of the things in the content if you want. We could brainstorm about your discussion board posts if that would be helpful. We can watch some of the videos that, I don't get to show you in the lecture videos because I'm trying to save time. But if that would be something that would be helpful or interesting, if you just want a little FaceTime with some other classmates or me, whatever, that's a good time for it. That said, I also can have appointments for office hours or anything that you may need. Doesn't even have to be face to face if you want to do the telephone, we don't have to be all high tech about everything, it's a media class, but it's not an applied media class. So anyway, I really I want you to know that even though this class is like not live, that it can be a little bit in person if that's something that would be helpful to you. So please reach out if I can help in any way with that. Anyway, that is kind of an overview. You will be seeing me when well, you will, I don't know why I put quotes around it, you will be seeing me if you watch some of those videos. I do try to keep those videos somewhat short, maybe about 15 to 20 minutes. If you're lucky. So you'll be seeing me on those. But again, if there's anything that I can do to help you, I would love to see you as well. So just reach out if you need anything. Let me know if you have any questions, and good luck with the course. Thanks.